Big Brother 27-foot winner Ashley Hollis is open to an all-winners season, so she can get a better edit. The things that shocked me the most were probably Ava, Rylie, and definitely Vince. She tells the Wrap of seeing what she missed on the live feeds. 4. Big Brother. Fans who watched the show on the live feeds this season, Ashley Hollis defeating four-time head of household Vince Panaro in the season 27 finale. Didn't really come as a surprise. However, if you only casually followed along with the edited show on CBS, the young lawyer's win may have seemed a tad out of nowhere. I haven't watched the show all the way back yet, but the things that shocked me the most were probably like Ava, Rylie, and definitely Vince. As people saw on my Instagram, me and Vince were never close. I never even wanted to work with him. That was all strategy. I wanted him out since the early days. But then I started seeing he could take me further. The connection with Morgan, that was always two votes that I would have, because him and Morgan were obviously very close, as people saw. Morgan was running that man in the game, Hollis told the Wrap. I knew I would always be safe with him, even though we didn't really vibe. But to see how my name was in his mouth 24/7, I'm like, okay, his breath must have been hot. I wasn't the biggest fan of Vince, but he definitely wasn't on the forefront of my mind every single day like I was on the forefront of his. That shocked me, Ashley added. Ava's comments about Rachel shocked me. Ava's comments even about me the first few weeks shocked me. That was a one-sided beef, fully. I did not have beef with Ava. And I think Rylie, hearing that he said he wanted to trip me, seeing the way he talked to Catherine. Those three things shocked me. I've also seen that they edited me and Rachel to be kind of like mean girls. Anybody who knows me knows I am not mean. I actually was just sticking up for myself because Keanu had been talking down on me for a minute. So I thought it was interesting how they edited that. Yeah, she continued. But I'm so happy for him. Me and him totally squashed our beef. I'm sure they probably didn't show it, but we were actually fine. Obviously, he voted for me to win and voted to keep me over Will. Still, the 25-year-old attorney would happily return as an all-star. Despite not getting a stellar edit on the linear show, I've seen the circulation of an all-winner season. I would definitely do something like that, Ashley said. Hopefully I'll get a better edit, because I've been hearing from the fans the edit of me was not accurate. So I would love to do it again so people can actually see my game that aren't just on the live feeds. The memes are insane. I love the memes. I actually just got a Twitter 2 days ago, and I said I've been seeing them. I've been scrolling. I'm kind of addicted, actually, she noted. It was kind of crazy coming out and seeing all the memes. In the house, it's definitely this bubble. You have no idea what's going on in the outside. So it's comforting to know that people liked me and I loved all the memes. Only some of them I remember. So what? Pop culture moments. From the summer shocked Ashley the most upon returning to the real world last week? Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Love it. So happy for them. Also, Selena Gomez getting married. And then the girl from Stranger Things adopted. I was like, did Diddy go to jail? But then I found out it doesn't happen until today. A less shocking moment for casual viewers during last week's finale came when Keanu received 65% of the public's vote to beat Rachel and Will for America's favorite houseguest. I was very surprised. I definitely thought my girl Rachel had it in the bag. I get it, because casual viewers, but his reads, I'm trying to keep it cute, but just completely off of the game, Ashley admitted. I mean, I remember having a conversation with him, like week 2 or 3, but he didn't want to work with me because he literally thought he was fine. I said we should band together, because I was an easy target. You're an easy target to go up week after week. And he was like, people are not going to put me up again. And you went on the block, like, 3 weeks in a row. And even if former champ Rachel didn't become the first official 2-time winner of Big Brother Reindeer Games, doesn't really count, she certainly walked away with real-life friendships. I absolutely adore Rachel. She is the best. She has just so much knowledge of the game. And not only that, on a personal level, she's a girl's girl through and through. I wish everybody got to see the real Rachel, because she is the sweetest, kindest person, Ashley gushed. I remember one time she gave me an outfit that she thought would look good on me that she hadn't even worn yet. Like, she is just a kind girl. I remember when I was on the block, she was crying more than I was, like she was so down, mad and stressed. That just shows how caring of a person she is. She's really an empath. She feels other people's emotions. I just can't say enough. Big Brother bosses respond to off-base criticism of controversial season 27 twist. Showrunners Allison Grodner and Meehan spoke in an interview about their reasoning behind the White Locust twist that took out former winner Rachel Reilly. Last week saw the conclusion of Big Brother 27, a finale that garnered the highest ratings for the show in 3 years. But, only a month ago, fans of the hit CBS summer series were expressing their outrage en masse with the show's visit to the White Locust, in what would end up becoming one of the most controversial twists in the show's history. Episode 29 saw the remaining 9 houseguests celebrate a huge accomplishment in the game of Big Brother, making it to jury. And while they thought production was throwing them a swanky soiree to commemorate the occasion, it turned out to be the setup for a game-changing turn. Over the course of one action-packed night, the players competed for safety, won by Ava Pearl, and kicked off a dramatic and tense chain of picks to complete a timed challenge, first seen in the spin-off Big Brother reindeer games. Every subsequent pick had the time to finish the challenge reduced. The first person to fail the challenge would be immediately eliminated on the spot. Naturally, the house broke into chaos with this concept. Lies were told, and arms were pulled. Vince Panaro successfully got both of his tight allies Lauren Domingue and Morgan Pope to the next round, but unintentionally set up further tensions between the two. And all culminated in the season's lone returnee, Rachel Reilly, having her game end in the hamster wheel of death. The former winner couldn't complete the maze in 2 minutes and 30 seconds and was taken out, having never received an eviction vote or even hit the block up to that point. The White Locust twist, as well as Rachel's elimination, prompted a massive response from both the Big Brother fanbase and alumni. Showrunners and executive producers Allison Grodner and Meehan addressed the controversy in a recent interview with Entertainment Weekly. Most prominently, they addressed the critique that the twist didn't feel like Big Brother, choosing to outright eliminate someone through competition rather than a typical eviction vote. I think that's off base, Grodner reasons. There absolutely was a social element to this. In reindeer games as well. Remember, not everyone was going to go into that wheel. So your relationships and where you stood in the hierarchy of things and your threat level and the way that you worked in those 10 minutes and jockeyed for position, were key. It was absolutely built to be social and strategic as well as competitive, adds Meehan. Grodner uses the season's eventual winner, Ashley Hollis, as an example of their point. Ashley was part of that same alliance that Rachel was in, but yet no one said to put her in the wheel. Why was that? I think that the way that you worked those intervals was critical in terms of your survival during the White Locust twist. So I do think there's a social element. The two went on to explain why they chose to bring the competition from reindeer games into Big Brother proper. The way Grodner and Meehan see it, the concept actually baked much of a typical week of the show into one bite-sized piece. When it was originally designed, we looked at the layers of Big Brother from a social and strategic level, explains Meehan. When we looked at this, we're like, well, the initial challenge is kind of like an HOH, you can save yourself. But then you start to chain, and if you get sent to the hamster wheel, it's kind of like a veto, where you have the opportunity to save yourself. Now, the big difference is instead of saving yourself with a vote after, you have to save yourself with a vote before. So you have to strategically and socially figure out how you're going to play that to determine whether you're going into the wheel with enough time, or whether you're going to avoid going into the wheel. So the social and strategic element precedes it versus happening after. Of course, the showrunners understand that much of the response comes from the fact that Rachel was the one to go. And while Grodner says emphatically that nobody wanted the legend to go out on a twist like this, to her, it was a situation she put herself in entirely. It was interesting because Rachel single-mindedly needed to get on that wheel, says Grodner. In her mind, that was the strategic move for her. Ultimately, could she have avoided it? You know, it is possible. She had other allies that could have gone up in her place. It's her own ally that put her in the wheel. Of course, that's not to say Grodner and Meehan were completely immune from the criticism. Indeed, the former reveals in the interview that she received death threats from fans over the twist. But the two would rather look on the sunny side of the discourse, as Meehan says, in season 27 of a show, if you can generate that much conversation and that much buzz. Given their attitude, it begs the question, will another hamster wheel of death twist appear in Big Brother moving forward? It's definitely something we'll look at, Meehan answers. Is it something that could come back? It probably could come back. Will it definitely come back every season? I don't know about that.